Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Tone Duncan, and you're in tune with the Truth Seekers. Today, I want to talk to you guys about why I gave up meat, dairy, poultry, fish, and even eggs, all animal products, from my diet. First, let me tell you, I wasn't always like that, not even in the least bit. Initially, I did something that was more like an Atkins diet. Actually, I did more of a meat only with vegetable diet. I thought we were hunters. I thought that all the information said that we live on meat. We're apex predators. Then I started to really understand the truth. But this was because something really bad happened in my life. My father, he was suffering from heart disease and later found out that he had an aneurysm of the abdominal aorta. He had a very, very, very dangerous surgery, only an 11% survival rate, but he survived. Unfortunately, the surgery wasn't very good, and consequently, he died right when he thought he was on his way out. You guys, I was so depressed. I was so very hurt. I was tore up. But when I got out of my depression, I realized that I never wanted to be in his situation. I never wanted to let my lifestyle, no matter what it was, my diet, my exercise, whatever it was, I didn't want it to play any role in me suffering like my dad did. So I started to study nutrition. I started to study health. And what I found out is everybody agreed on the health for the most part, but they seemed to really conflict when it came to nutrition. I studied this and I realized, there's two different sides of this coin. And the two sides were really easy to determine. You had the side that was financed by the meat and dairy industry, and you had the side that had no bias. Come to find out that the side that was giving the greatest amount of publicity, the greatest amount of exposure, was the meat and dairy industry because they had all the money. They were the ones teaching us the things that were causing us to get sick. Come to find out that nutrition alone can determine whether or not you suffer from these diseases of cancer, diabetes, autoimmune, lupus, MS, all the things that we are suffering from today. I was blown away. I started to study this a little bit more, and I found out that there were very, very, very knowledgeable, well-respected scientists that had went on and found all kind of information as to why we need to stop. But they had no market behind them. So they were just quieted. Amazing studies, amazing clinical programs that actually healed people never even got noticed because there was no $1 million pill to sell. So there was no marketing information to teach us about it. I went on through Cornell University and got my certification in plant-based nutrition. I went on and learned so much about why we should never eat these poisons from animal meat, fish, dairy, eggs, poultry. No. I was under the belief that we were apex killers. We were on top of the food chain, hunters. But no, it's not true. I thought we discovered fire so that we could cook meat. No. Based on the anthropological studies, what we find out is that what the fire was used for were to cook greens so that we can maximize the nutrient density in the foods that we really weren't supposed to eat because we had moved so far away from our natural food source. Fruit. Like all primates, fruit is what we were designed to eat. You look at how we're built anatomically and you realize that we were never intended to digest meat. We were never intended to eat meat. We're humans though. We're very, very capable of enduring all kind of rigors when it comes to finding foods to eat, highly adaptable. So yes, we can eat meat. If ever there were no foods to eat, we're intellectually capable. We learned how to cook the meat so that we could survive on it. We found we could harvest grains, which we're not supposed to eat. We could eat nuts and seeds that we're not supposed to eat. We could even eat beans and other legumes. But that's not what we were intended to eat. I remember being in ministry school, and in Genesis it says, "Behold, I have given you the fruits, the seeded fruits of the plants and the trees. This shall be your meat." You know, I know that we can eat all kinds of food, but that is what we were intended to eat. You guys, I make it my mission from God, to teach you daily to stay away from these disease-causing foods that have crippled our people. Now, it's not just the meats. I also gave up any form of processed carbohydrate. I don't eat any of that because I found out that when the body has all those processed carbs in them, and when I say processed carbs, you know I'm talking about wheat, I'm talking about flour, I'm talking about pasta, I'm talking about all that stuff. You know, when the liver breaks that down, it causes the saturated fat in our arteries that kills us too. So it's my purpose to teach and to preach as often as I can. Stay off that food. Stop suffering. Change your life. Stop crying that you are not going to be alive, that these diseases, these pills, these problems you're having, obesity, can all be a thing of the past. But just like me, you got to make a decision. You got to change. This is your boy, Tone Duncan. I love y'all, but we are truth seekers. And this is True Business.